Yeah. Yeah, it is, man. Sun coming through the trees. Yeah, drying that road up. I agree. Yeah, riding a motorcycle on a road like this, on a day like today, this is, you know, definitely in the top 10 best things in life, according to me. Last time I was down here in the tail of the Dragon, there, every pothole in the road was highlighted around the rim of the hole with orange spotting paint. It really helped as you were running to avoid the big potholes. I think they tried to patch them as much as they could, but I think it's not like they're out there doing patches every day. You know, that could have just been somebody getting ready to do patches and somebody marked them, or that could be something that they do on a regular basis. I don't know. It's just, I know the day that we rode it, the 2 days we rode it, we noticed all the potholes had orange marking paint. Somebody had literally sprayed the outline of the rim of the pothole. It was pretty cool. I liked it. Like an FJR. Yeah. Well, it's like whenever you go a lot of the motorcycle rides we did early years, like 12, 13, 14, 15, were all camping trips. We camped as we, you know, as we rode on the ride. So the byproduct of that is you've got an extra 200 pounds easy packed on your bike. It's like having a second rider the whole trip. And man, I tell you, it really changes the dynamics of riding. It takes some getting used to. Oh, well, that's their responsibility. You know, you got to be responsible for what you can control. You can't control that. They've got to hang on. And if they can't hang on, then they need to not be riding. Right. I mean, you gotta, that's part of the thing. I mean, I think you bring up a good point. You got to be mindful of what you can control and what you can't control. You can't be thinking the things you can't control. You got enough to think about. If that person, if you can't trust them to do what they need to do, then they need not be on the bike. I always worry about little kids being on bikes with people. You know, hey, to each their own. People are going to do what they want to do, but yeah. Now see, Brent didn't have Zane ride on his bike until Zane was, I don't know, 10, 12 years old. I don't think he was letting Zane ride on the bike with him whenever he was real young. And even then, Brent drove the bike very carefully as to not, you know, startle him, you know. And every time I remember going on those long bike trips and I had the bike all packed down, probably more than 200 pounds worth of gear, it took me 2 to 3 days, I would say, to really get not completely comfortable, but at least a little bit comfortable with riding. I was very uncertain going into turns. You know, braking and accelerating seemed like okay, but you know, the turn setup and everything and leaning over really threw me off. I don't think I ever really did get used to it, but it was definitely it's another experience. It's not the same thing when you have somebody on there with you. All that extra weight. People have always told me that whenever you do run with extra weight, to ride like you normally do. But I just can't, I just don't have that confidence level. When I'm going in the turn with all that extra weight, it feels like I'm going to slide out.